I'm still looking for movies.
Should this not be something
What
you
do
should have
mean
done
you're
before,
still
Xander?
looking for movies?
No, but like I've not had time, and I kept trying to think.
Do you not have like a childhood film that you looked at and was like, "What the fuck?" Because that's what mine are. Mine are films from like my childhood that scared the shit out of me.
No,
I've just been reminded of one.
Three, but two of them are kind of horror movies. So like,
Xander, if there's anyone in this
What are
place that's
they?
watched lots of films, it's you.
I know it's me.
What if we all have one that's in common?
I am doubtful.
Mine are two.
Good.
I've got one that
One of them, I'm very doubtful.
I've
One of them
I've 100%
Yeah,
got
I don't
one.
think you guys are gonna have mine.
I've 100%
I know
got
of
one that
one.
you guys have never heard of.
Okay, I bet I've heard of it.
Thanks, Joseph.
Guys, you've never would have heard of this film. Well, actually.
Well, actually, I've heard of this film and I gave it 5 stars on Letterboxd.
I actually can't think of anything.
Just do what I did, which is like,
Maybe something will come to you like while we record.
just turn around and be like, what film did I watch as a child that scarred me for life?
Did Shrek
Because
scare
let me
you?
tell you right now, it was a fucking Polar Express.
Yes.
That's
What I was talking about. That's going to be on everybody's list.
Oh my
You
God.
too?
Seriously?
I didn't even think about that. It's not on my letterbox.
The man talking.
Oh yeah, the puppets.
Walking on
Okay,
the
that's what I wrote
roof.
down.
Freaky guy.
The
Me?
Polar Express freaked me out as a kid.
No, the guy walking on the roof.
No, but he says about a good cup of Joe, and it always reminded me of me.
He was freaky.
So self-obsessed, Joseph.
I try to put myself in the film.
And the whole
I was
thing
the
just
cup.
uncanny valley. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Good
I
film, but
hate
creepy.
Polar I actually despise Polar Express a lot.
Tom
That's a good
Hanks is
film.
just
I
a
love it
bit
now.
creepy in it.
I didn't do it.
I could watch it now,
I didn't
but...
do it.
Didn't do
I
it.
do it.
I didn't
do it. That bit was creepy too.
Oh, I tried to be funny. It didn't work.
Just your life
Not
story,
funny.
innit?
Can you and your little tuft of hair on your head introduce the podcast, please?
Goodness gracious, that's so rude.
I've only got
That's
25
so-
minutes.
You're like
later.
the
Come on.
you're like Tintin
Oh,
from
right,
Wish.
yeah. We do need to do this then. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another installment of the Film Me In podcast, where this week we're going to be all nice, and then we're going to spook you out, and then we're going to be all nice again, and then we're going to spook you out, and then we're going to be all nice. Because we're going to be talking about some non-horror movies that scared us. That
Damn
was
right.
good. That was good, right?
We're a
that was
bunch
good.
of pussies.
It's a good thing that this isn't like a visual podcast, otherwise we'd just like flash your ugly fucking mug on the screen.
Yeah,
Right,
last
you cut- go away
last
for a
week's
week.
episode
Have
it
you
was
been-
me
have
who
you
was
been
getting the
writing
shit
the-
beaten out of him.
have
Now
you-
it's Xander's time.
Have you been writing all these down in your week off, Alex? Is that what you've been doing?
No, I'm just so quick and amazing, and I hate you.
Okay, great. I'm Xander, the host, and it's my week to get rinsed, apparently, again.
How's it feel?
With us, as always, is our wonderful panel of co-hosts. We have Siwan.
Hello.
We have Alex.
Hello.
And we have Joe.
Well, how'd you do?
Hey, howdy,
Haddly diddly.
partner.
Howdy
Haddly
diddly.
Haddly diddly.
Diddly diddly.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. So, as I mentioned up top, this week we're going to be talking about some non-horror movies that scared us, maybe as children, maybe as adults, whatever, just creepy moments in normal movies. But before we get to it, of course, we have to introduce us. Of course! we have to
introduce us. I thought we just did that, Xander. The whole
doing a
episode is
Joe.
us introducing ourselves on loop.
I'm
But
doing
before
a
that,
Joe.
Xander needs to take his dementia meds.
But of course, we have to do
Hello
a
and
moan
welcome
first.
to the Film Me In podcast.
So who wants to kick off the moans
Yes.
this week? Oh, Alex said yes.
Moving house sucks. I've done it 3 times now, and I hate it. And I've done it all throughout my life
Preach.
constantly. I've never stayed at the same house for more than 5 years. And I've moved house again, and I got all my parents left at 11:30, and at the time of recording, it's like 7:20 currently, and I still have not unpacked half of my stuff.
That's the whole point
Maybe-
of moving house. You don't
What,
you
to
know
be
you
a
don't
pain
unpack
in
the
the
last box for
arse?
like a year. I mean, yeah, also that, yeah.
I hate it. I hate it so much. It's
I
the
mean, it does
worst.
take a
Yeah.
while to unpack. Do you know, like in Incredibles, it
Dude.
took them three years.
We are officially
Oh my
But-
god.
Moved in.
Yeah, but now it's official. Yeah,
That's what
no,
I'm gonna
I've,
be like
I've
tomorrow.
watching the baby in the sink.
Yeah.
That was me
We're now
as a
officially moved in.
7-year-old.
Washing babies in a sink at 7.
No, I was the baby. In the
Why
were you in a
You were getting
at
washed
Hang
in
on.
a sink at 7.
Shall we move on?
No.
Yeah, no, Alex, I agree with you. I moved. I've been
Where?
moving house like yearly, for a few years while I've been at university, moving from place to place, and it sucks. I hate it because you can't get comfy. So and I've still not even unpacked since I've gotten home. So
Have you not?
yeah, I feel no.
That's
no,
just
like,
being
half of my
lazy
stuff
though,
is still in
Xander.
boxes. Shut
No,
up, Joe.
to be honest, I
Um,
get that because I had all my like cutlery and my plates and stuff in storage for like these past 3 months, and I've just like pulled them out, and I was gonna cook dinner, and then they're all covered in like obviously dust and like dirt and stuff for being in storage for so long. So I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, I need to wash them now, but I don't have a dish rack because that's not coming until tomorrow. So then I was like, and then I was like, okay, well, I'll just hand dry them, and then I couldn't find my fucking tea towels because they were in a bag somewhere else, and it's like, I'm just gonna order a takeaway, and I did. I just ordered a fat kebab. Also, I don't have an oven.
Nice.
I have a microwave.
What?
You don't have an oven, but how will
This
you
flat
make
does not
chicken
come
nuggets?
with an oven. I don't know, patience
That is
and constantly hearing
stupid.
the humming of the microwave.
Oh,
Oh, Alex.
No,
Lord.
honey.
Oh.
It's fine. It's fine.
You're
I have a
welcome at the
bath,
cook's
though.
residence anytime.
Yeah, you're welcome at the Langwistons as well. Although technically I'm the only Langwiston here, so you're welcome here anyway.
Okay, someone else moan. I
and
don't want to
mine,
make this
and
about
mine.
Yeah. No, we're not welcome at Suan's though.
No.
Fair enough. I won't want to go to Wales
Wales
with
don't
those
want
20
you.
miles an hour fucking roads.
Yeah.
That's still going.
Take about 10 years.
I would like to do a moan next because I know what Joe's is and I feel like it will all.
It will
get
bring
another
the
conversation.
bring the mood down slightly.
Yeah, slightly.
What?
Wait, does
My-
Simon want to go? Does Simon, do you want to go before me as well then?
What? I don't know what yours is.
we'll get to it. But
Let's just
I'll
say
do one
it's bad.
first.
Oh,
I'll do one first. Mine is spoiler culture, and the fact that I don't think it's hit the masses yet. I don't think I think there's a lot of people out there that casually consume media and don't understand the idea of spoilers still. So I started a new job a couple of weeks ago, and I'm still meeting everyone in the office. And I met this really nice guy the other day, really chatty, really friendly, and he starts asking me about what I like doing. And I said, well, I'm really into films. And he said, oh, what have you been watching recently? And I said, I've been going through all the Saw films, which I have been doing. I've been logging them all on my letterbox. Go check it out. The link is in the description. And I said, I'm up to the 5th one. I've watched a couple since. And he said, oh no, I really like those. Those films are really clever, like with all the twists that are in all of them. I'm like, the ones I've seen, twists are crazy because that some of them are, some of them aren't. But you got to stay positive. I don't want to be like, yeah, but this one's terrible. It's our first meeting. I want to be, let him think I'm nice. Anyway, then he says, oh, I like that one that came out a few years ago. That. What was it? From like 5 years ago. I said, "Oh, Jigsaw. That was the 8th one." And he said, "Yeah, no, I really like that one." And the ending to that, where they're all like they've been dead for years and they're all skeletons. I'm like, you fucking bastard.
I will say you've just literally done what he's done to us.
Did
was
anyone
like-
else
watching
consider
it?
watching Saw? I was not.
Yeah.
No.
I watched 2 and I'm done.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can't tell him what he's just done. I can't do it to him. It's my first meeting. I can't be like, well, you've
You
ruined
can.
my day, sir. So I was like,
Otherwise he's
yeah,
gonna do
yeah,
it to
that's a
somebody
great
else.
one. He's
I
gonna.
got the
He'll do it
He
again.
needs to be. He needs to be stopped.
Xander. To be vague, I got spoilt by someone called Isaac on Instagram for the post-credit scene.
Wait, the post-credit scene of
The
what?
day of the new one, the day it came out,
Really?
Oh, what,
the day
really?
it came out.
and he put on his story, and it's like, although I'm not watching all the Saw films, I still quite like to see the new one.
Oh,
The new
Jesus.
one's
And then he just
good.
straight up puts like, oh yeah, this is what the post-credit scene is. It was great to see that. I'm like, oh, you fucking idiot.
So wait, so seriously, he put the post-credit scene on his Instagram.
Not the post-credit scene, but he literally described it and put a picture of linking to it.
Oh, that's so
What?
bad.
And it's like-
Why would you do
The
that?
film's been
That's
out
so
a day. Everyone
Not
can see
even.
your story. You are stupid.
Thankfully, I didn't get spoiled on anything. The only thing I saw was
because
was
although
that
I
there
didn't care
was
too
a
much, I did
post-credit.
think about like just in case you were following or
Yeah.
you know.
He's an avid follower.
It just looks a bit sweaty as well. Anyway, shall we crack on?
No, I do get that though. It's so easy to put like spoiler like in big text at the top of like a story, for instance, and then underneath like in smaller
Yeah.
letters put what you wanted to say about it. It's like it's really not that
Yeah.
hard. So I just don't see why people just don't
But-
do that.
Yeah, no, but especially on social media. But in person, no, that guy just like I was devastated. I was like, I can't believe you've done this to me. I'd been like I'd only ever seen the first two films, so I've been going through all these completely blind. Had no idea what the hell was gonna happen, and this one was like one of the last ones, and then he just couldn't believe it.
Spoiler, they're
I
all
will-
bad.
I will say,
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody about Far Cry 5, the video game, and I was talking about the two endings that it's got. And they turned around to me, and they looked me dead in the eye, said that they had played the game fully, and they were like, careful, somebody around here might hear the spoilers of the game. And I was like, bro, it came out in like 2018, and we are talking about a Far Cry 5 game. I doubt anyone in the surrounding area and the library is gonna care.
Yeah.
I had that sort of similar in. I went to the cinema with this guy. We went to go see Far From Home, and we were in the queue getting some popcorn, and we were talking about the stuff in the trailer and theories we had. And the guy in front of us turned around really slowly and went, "Shh," and it was so terrifying. We're like, sorry, we're just talking about stuff that's in the trailer, and he just like, "Shh," and he turned back around, and it was like, okay, Marvel fans for you.
I'd have shouted louder. Maybe.
Yeah.
No, the funny thing is, we were theorizing, maybe J. Jonah Jameson's in this film, and he is in the film. So it's like,
Oh!
Funny. That is funny.
by accident, we spoilt it without knowing.
You
It's
should
That
have
guy
just
sat
come
right
out
in
with-
front of you in the cinema, turns around.
Yeah. You should have started coming up with some of the, like, the most outlandish theories. Like, turning around and being like, oh my god, Samuel L. Jackson is going to be an alternate Spider-Man. It's going to be crazy. Like, just some fucking
He's
random
gonna
shit.
don the outfit in
Yeah.
the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Venom's in it.
Venom! It's Venom! It's Venom!
That would be your previous
You
producer.
You ruined the joke, Joe.
That's what I was getting
I
at.
was doing, yeah. Come on, Joe.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Switch on, hello.
That's why
Think,
I said
McFly,
it.
think. Right, Siwan, have you got a moment?
hello.
What?
That's what he says.
Yes, but
That's what
it
he-
was so
yeah.
delayed. It was so delayed. We'd moved on. Siwan,
sorry.
Siwan, do you have a moment for us?
Mine is simply Rishi Sunak.
Well, there we go.
So
There
bait.
we
Whoa!
go. That was Joe. That was Joe's
Maybe I
moment.
should have gone first.
That was
How was I supposed to know it was Joe's?
that. Okay, we'll have a big.
Because I sent Xander a message saying this will be my mode. You should have known.
Okay,
that,
wait.
Siwan.
Oh, yes, sorry.
We can
Wait,
do it together.
Yeah.
Who wants to read the quote? Do you want to read
You
the
can
quote?
do the rest of it. I was simply just gonna say, yeah, Rishi Sunak. No, I don't need to explain anymore.
I think everyone understands
Yeah.
that he is a cunt and everyone hates him.
But then
Unless you're, like,
Joe-
a
Well,
Tory
Yeah.
scum.
Joke
We'll,
explain.
we'll
We
say.
can double team.
Yeah.
this.
Hang on.
Sure.
Maybe not that phrase. Will
Why? Is that bad?
double teaming is like.
Joe will
maybe
take the
a
front,
sex
so I'll
thing,
take
Joe.
the back.
Oh. We are not touching Rishi Sunak.
Eiffel Tower.
No, sorry.
Yeah, no. So, I'll
what-
just say we are recording this on the day of the Conservative Party conference that's happening in Manchester. If you have different political views than us, then that is okay and valid. But we're just going to talk
But
about
if
some
you like
politics
Tories,
for a
then
while.
you're a fucking idiot.
We're gonna talk about some
So-
politics for a little bit. So apologies if we offend anyone. These are the complete views
No.
of the
If you're
film.
a Tory and you're watching this, stop watching. We don't like.
I need to do this disclaimer. These are the views of the Film Me In podcast. We will not change these views. We love,
But not the views of me. Get fucked.
We love people and of all shapes, sizes.
The Tories
gender.
don't like transgender people.
Okay.
So if you like Tories, you're agreeing with those views. So fuck you. So this is what Rishi Sunak said.
Okay.
We shouldn't be bullied into believing people can be any sex they want to be. They can't. A man is a man and a woman is a woman, says Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. He said that today.
Wait, Alex, did
He's
you
a
not
fucking
know?
I
piece
didn't
of shit.
know because I was moving fucking house.
We are
What
in
am I
the
then?
dark times.
Oh shit, yeah.
I'm
The fact
fucked.
that our leaders are saying this,
You're not there.
it is horrifying.
The most annoying thing about this was that, like, we know at the moment Rishi Sunak is so he's so low in the polls and he's doing so poorly in public perception that he needed a win. He needed let me finish, okay? Because obviously for a lot of people this is terrible. This is one of the worst things that someone said. But for a right wing politician, he needs an easy win. Whether he agrees with it or not, he just got to go up there and score some points. Easiest thing to do.
Yeah,
Let's have a go
easy
at
way to win
transgender
over
people.
the elderly British public is I hate trans people, I hate gay people, I hate immigrants, and I'm racist. And also the young are lazy. That's a new one that apparently young people complain too much about not being able to afford stuff because we spend too much money on Netflix.
My
Something
dad
which
was
I
telling
don't
me
even
earlier
have.
So my dad, he follows politics a lot, and he was telling me that they've been talking about a big talking point of this conference this week has been a meat tax. Like they've been saying we will not let Labour bring in a meat tax because that's what the vegans want, and we're not going to do that because what's the point in that? We're just agreeing with the lefties. We're going to make sure that never gets brought in. That was never mentioned by any politician. It was
You've
probably
done a
just
lot
on
of these
Facebook
things.
group.
It really does genuinely confuse me because they keep throwing about this word woke, and it's not a derogatory term. It's a term. I think it originated in Asian culture, that to be woke is to be awake, to be aware of these prejudices and not conform to them, to accept everyone. So the fact they're using it in a derogatory term is a reflection on how shit these people are. And we need to get the Tories out of power, man. It's been so many years, fuck's sake. And if you're
He
a Tory
did say,
listening
"Oh yeah,
to
we're
this,
going to
stop
finally
listening.
make a change." Who's been in power for the past 13 years?
The fucking Tories.
The thing that annoys me is, like Xander said, their new strategy, because like they're not winning after COVID, after everything else, after like Boris Johnson, Liz Truss, all this shit. They've now turned around and they're saying we won't let this fake policy that was never proposed happen. Like meat tax. I saw another one that I can't remember, but I saw a bunch of them coming out with these like fake proposals that apparently somebody made, and nobody made them, nobody said it, but they're like, we won't let this stand, we're Britain for Britain, and all this kind of like rhetoric. And I mean, look, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Labour is good either. Labour is so flawed in so many ways, but it's the lesser of two evils at this point. It's like we either vote back in the racist, transphobic, homophobic pieces of shit, or we have like the lesser version,
Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm really gutted that that this is now the talking point, because I feel like we've all already forgotten that Suella Braverman stood on a guide dog this week.
I saw
Which
that.
might be one of the funniest images I've ever seen in my life.
She's literally Cruella de Vil.
She stood there talking to people
Suella de Vil.
like a blind charity. She's talking to representatives of a blind charity, and she's standing on a guide dog. That's the funniest and most evil thing I could. Even a Disney villain wouldn't do that. She's
Did
actually
she
released.
intentionally do it?
I'm not, but apparently not. Surely not. You'd
Surely
hope
you
not.
could tell if
That's
you
what I'm
stood on a
thinking.
dog's tail.
You can.
sh-
You can tell if you're standing
she-
on a dog's
Wasn't
tail.
she like, oh, there's something squishy under my foot. I'm not going to look down and check what
Did
it
the
is.
dog
This
not
is just
like
really
bite
comfy.
her or like bark or something?
Should have done.
No
Should've.
idea. She has released a statement, and it's an apology to all dogs.
Aww.
Ah! So,
Could she apologise to the country as well?
yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. They're
So,
all fucking
Yeah,
twats.
it's the funniest thing. It's so outrageously evil that you just can't write it. Honestly, our world is a sitcom. She's actually just stood on this dog's tail. It's so funny. It's
You could say she was a little bit blind. I'm gonna throw myself off my
yeah.
balcony.
good.
It's a sorry tale, isn't it?
Oh,
Very good, sir. Very good. Dogs. Right. Okay. There you go. We've come out of the politics zone. Should we go back to some movies?
Sure.
Yeah.
Where
you're gonna
our
hate
bread
my
is
choice of
buttered.
movies.
So
Is it a political? Is it the interviews? James Franco scared me.
I watched the King's Speech and the monarchy scared me.
the man has a
the lizard,
stutter.
I
I
was
can't
like,
trust
"Ooh."
him.
I watched Little Women and women turned up.
I watched
She's
women
sitting up here,
talking, and they talked. Yeah. So with this week, as we mentioned a couple of times, we're going to talk about some non-horror movies that scared us. So they can be any kind of movie that just maybe had a scary moment, or the whole idea of the movie just scared us, the whole movie, or just a moment. And hopefully we've all got some interesting choices.
Can we start with our joint one?
Yeah, I think
Well,
we
that's
should
a good
we
idea.
should start with our joint one. I think we all had a little chat beforehand. We agreed that the winner of this evening is the Polar Express. What a terrifying movie that is.
It's horrible.
Bloody weird.
Awful.
I watched it
Yeah.
once as a kid
It is-
and I never watched it again.
Yeah, no, my
Have you not seen it since then?
No, I still get scared of it.
I wouldn't.
yeah, my dad insisted every year when we put the Christmas tree up, insisted on watching the Polar Express, and no, why? It's so bad. Even as a kid, I was like, Dad, this is terrible. Like, and it
They
just
put it on
looks
ITV
so
too,
creepy.
like so much over Christmas.
Yeah,
And my mum
and
loves
it's
watching
so
ITV
creepy.
too. So it keeps coming up, and I
coming.
walk into the room, start crying, and I leave. I can't. It freaks me out.
Yeah.
Like the main scene, I think I could say for all of us is the puppet scene with the you're a
puppets.
doubter.
Yeah.
Like, it just comes out of nowhere. It's terrifying.
I think just any time there's a close up of a face, I think that wins, right?
Yeah.
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 I think the
really
one cool thing about the
weird
film
movie.
though is like how much Tom Hanks voices. Like he does a lot of the characters.
Oh
in
god,
that
yeah, he
film.
does everyone.
He's the
Yeah.
only voice in the movie, isn't he?
No, that's
There's
kid.
no
he
kid
did-
in
Oh,
that.
oh yeah.
I
It's
don't
not
think
voiced by
he
Tom
voiced the
Hanks.
little black girl.
You might be right there, you know. Although he's a
I
really
don't
good
think he
actor.
did.
He's a really good actor. He could do it. I think he could do it. He has the
Polar
range.
He
Express
voiced the,
starring Tom Hanks as
five-year-old
a black
black
girl.
He did
In the
voice
studio, he did his hair and the pigtails and everything to get into the
He wore
character.
the dress.
Yeah.
He did voice the main little boy though. The main
did,
little
yeah.
kid.
No, he
That's-
didn't.
that's
No,
Tom
he
Hanks.
didn't.
Yeah, it is.
No, I think it's Josh
No, you're being
Hutcherson.
stupid.
No, I'm being serious. I'm being serious.
Tom Hanks did
you're
not
not.
voice the little
I'm serious.
kid.
I don't do with thoughts or maybes. I do absolutes.
He didn't voice. He didn't voice
like
Billy.
if I
He
if
didn't
I
voice
say
the
that
main
Tom
kid,
Hanks
and he didn't
voices the
voice
main kid in the
little girl.
Polar Express, he does.
He didn't voice him, you fuck.
Wait, it was. I was right. It's Josh Hutcherson. It's Peter Millark.
I'll have you know it's Michael Afton
Stupid
from the
Xander.
FNAF film.
Get your facts straight.
It's actually that kid from Zafira.
Oh.
It's actually the kid from Journey to the Center of the Earth. Banger movie.
It's actually the
Oh.
kid from the Bridge to Terabithia.
Oh,
Tiramisu.
you flopped it. Joke's over now.
Flopped it.
Joke's
It's
over.
actually
So-
the kid from Journey 2, starring Dwayne Hopkinson.
It's actually Peter from the Hunger Games.
Peter.
Peter.
I can't think of any more Josh Hutcherson roles, I'll be honest. I've run out.
The horse is here.
Actually
Oh,
just
it's the
Josh
Five Nights at
Hutcherson.
Freddy's boy.
That's me.
The Five Nights at Freddy's boy.
I mean, I'm not non-binary
Anyway.
anymore, according to Rishi Sunak, so... Guess I'm a boy now.
Yes!
No.
Yeah, we don't want you.
God damn it. Don't have the diversity tick anymore.
Right, so that's the collective one. That's the winner for the day. But let's talk about some runner-ups. Who wants to go first? Joe's got his hand up.
Now, I think I've mentioned this to C1 before. And I
Joe,
still
you
don't
mentioned
know
you were
why
scared of everything.
this is true. But for some reason, and I cannot explain it, the last shot of Monsters, Inc., where Sully just stares through the door and smiles, that really unnerves me. Like, if it'll be on TV, I'll deliberately look away and wait for the credits to start.
So not like the big crab man running after them.
Oh no, there
not
are creepy bits in
Randall.
it. There are creepy bits in it, but like for some reason I think those are meant to be scary. But this bit is meant to be really sweet. You know, he's reunited with Boo. Sorry, spoilers, Xander. You hate that, but it genuinely unnerves me. I'm like, oh, I don't like that.
You
I
actually
don't
did
like...
spoil that for me. I've never watched the film.
You've never seen
Have you
Monsters,
not?
Inc.
No.
Did you have a childhood? Are
Oh,
you okay?
Pope.
No, we literally just
It's
discussed that I
glorious.
cried whenever the Polar Express was on. Of course I
Yes,
didn't.
this is one less thing to cry about. But it's something
I've watched the
about-
Polar Express 4 times, but I've never seen Monsters, Inc.
There's something about characters looking straight forward. I don't know. We had it with Ahsoka the other day. That was creepy. We had it with Ahsoka the other day. That was creepy.
Oh,
That
dude, when
ends
they do it
quick,
on
by the
Phineas
way.
and Ferb, that freaks
Yeah.
me out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, front-facing characters. That's pretty scary. But no, there's something like don't show me it, but like whenever you can, look it up. Don't you dare. And look at the shot. It's just like a really slow smile, and then it's a fade out. No, that's creepy. I don't even like that, Sander.
I'm like,
Um,
and when I'm like, I'd rather be.
Stop! That's so
Joe,
weird.
get the reference there?
Oh, that
To be
is
fair,
weird.
the screenshot is weird. The screenshot is weird. The screenshot is weird.
It's away, it's away, it's away. You're okay, Joe. I promise.
It's away.
is it though?
Yeah,
I swear it's gone, Joe.
I see
I
what
really,
you mean,
like,
actually.
genuinely unnerves me. That wasn't me putting on an act there. That was me like, I don't want to see it. There are certain images in films I don't want to see, like the
Is this
phone in Skin of the Ink. That.
the big eyes
Lots
from
of
Dungeons
stuff.
and Dragons?
Oh, I'm gonna add that to my list.
I love
Actually,
that.
we'll talk about it now. The big eyes from Dungeons and Dragons. I basically looked. Thank you for the idea, Xander. I looked away, and that was the one of the main things that played on my mind as I came out of that film and walked home on my own after the film.
That was my favourite part
And
of
for
the
some
film.
reason, people keep posting it. People
It's
keep
the
posting it on
funniest
Instagram
shot.
and
It's the
Twitter saying,
funniest
"Oh, this
thing.
is the funniest bit from the movie." I'm like, okay, but stop fucking posting it because it's not funny for me. It horrifies me. I don't care if you found it funny. It scares people.
I also
There's
love.
also a
you.
counterfeit
I-
image from like the police that scared me.
I love the idea that Joe was watching Monsters Inc. as a kid and was like, "Ah, this is great," and like maybe tearing up towards the end. He's like, "Oh my god, he's gonna see it."
His mum comes like running in and is like, what's wrong? He's like screaming and crying as he's like
Smiling.
But the monster can't be happy. There's so much smiling in the movie. That's a weird one, Joe. I love you. Never change. Who's
I won't,
who's
don't worry.
next?
Can I go next?
Sure.
Wonderful.
No.
I'm going to talk about the film Twister.
up.
which is a film from I think the 90s or the early 2000s. I can't remember where.
95.
I think it's
95, yeah.
96.
I saw it when I was like 4 because my mum was like, I'm going to put this film on for my kid, who's 4 years old. So that's where my phobia of the wind has started from. I have a phobia of strong winds.
The phobia of the wind.
Really, really strong winds. And it terrifies me.
How is it
that's
to be around
fair.
Hamish then?
Oh, don't.
Um, Just,
The
I-
farting.
Sorry, guys. I'd just like to take a minute to confirm that Siwan was right. It was 1996. I apologise.
Oh shit,
You should
nice.
not have given her that wind.
Hey.
Anyway, it was 1996 then. But I got shown it in 2005 when I was like 4 years old. And yeah, no, I lived in like a really windy kind of farmhouse where you could hear everything. And every single night at 2 a.m. we were on a flight route, so like every single night at 2 a.m. there was a plane that would go overhead. And for 3 years I did not get a single good night's sleep because every time the wind blowed slightly against the house, I started crying because I thought there was a tornado about to kill us all.
Oh no.
I have a question though. Did you see the cow?
I did see the cow, and that freaked me out more
saw the
because I
cow?
have
You
cows.
saw the cow.
Huh?
It's
There's a
kind
flying
of
cow.
it's kind of a meme now to like
They fly now?
when the they
fly
fly
now.
now. When,
They fly now.
When the movie came out, there was like a big thing that when the Twister is happening, a cow comes past the front of the screen, and like it just big.
Isn't that the Wizard of Oz though?
No.
No.
Oh
it's
yeah,
in
it is. Oh
Twister.
my god, it is.
Oh, is it?
It's
I
in
haven't
Twister
seen
as
The
well.
Wizard
But
of Oz.
yeah, there's a moment in the Wizard
Twister
of Oz.
copied it. Twister die.
But yeah, no, it was a thing to be like, did you see the cow? It's like, yeah, it's right in front of the screen. Of course, I saw the cow.
It's terrifying.
Easter eggs you might have missed.
Because you have
Flying
you have
cow.
these like storm chasers that are like following this like tornado that's like ravaging like this Southern American town, and it is horrible. Like it's actually scarred me for life. I can never watch that film again. You know, with like I think
I don't mean to scare you, but there is a sequel coming out.
no, there isn't.
Is there?
Seriously,
Yeah.
after all this time.
Is it Twisters?
It's called. It actually is called
Twister
Twisters.
Unleashed.
No, it's not.
I swear
Put me
to
in the
God.
writers' room.
It's releasing July 2024.
I'm not watching that.
Yeah, I don't think
It's
that'll
got
happen.
it's got a budget of $200 million.
I'm not watching that. That is going to be so realistic.
For what, the cows?
It's got
They're gonna have 2 cows this time.
it's got Daisy
100 million a cow.
it's got Daisy
They're gonna kiss in midair.
it's got Daisy Edgar Jones in it, who was in
Oh, I thought it was
normal
Daisy Ridley.
normal people
Yeah.
and Where the Crawdad Sings. It's got Glenn Powell in it, who was in Top Gun Maverick.
Jesus.
It's got Anthony Ramos as well,
Alhamdulillah.
Who was,
I am
in
not
Ha-
watching that film.
who was in Rise of the Beasts and Hamilton.
Mashallah.
It's also got
Hamilton.
David Cornsweet in it, who's the new Superman.
I don't
You know,
know.
it's got a cast, I'll tell her that.
I don't care. I'm not watching it.
So I think I know what we're doing for an episode in July.
Oh.
If the
Twisters.
podcast is still around by then.
Where the hell are you going, Joe?
Joe's jokes. I'm sorry, Xander. I'm so sorry.
Fucking rude, Jack.
I'll be here.
So yeah, there you go. That's a film that my mum
joking.
showed me when I was 4 years old, and I
Twister.
now have a irrational fear of very strong winds. Fuck you, Leslie,
Siwan,
if you're listening.
talk to me.
I have a specific bit of Chicken Run, and it's called Mrs. Tweedy.
Yes.
That fucking bitch. I'm sorry, she is terrifying. Like, to be fair, for the new one, when I saw her in the trailer, I cheered because she's pretty cool. But as a child, having her just walking about all this time wanting to make chicken pie, she's creepy.
You're not a chicken though, C1.
I don't get it. I know she's not going to get me,
To be
but
fair,
she's still
Siwan does
creepy.
kind of have chicken aura. Is that just me?
Yeah,
Oh,
sort of.
No. Have you ever been around a chicken?
C1's got chicken aura.
I do like a good chicken nugget.
It just sounds funny.
That means you're a cannibal.
If I get to eat chicken nuggets, I'll be a cannibal.
So based.
It's chicken
I
nuggets.
might get Hamish to buy me a McDonald's.
Yes.
You've earned it.
I have earned it.
Conflict.
That's a good one. That's a good one. She is scary.
I rate that. No, she did
She's
terrify me when I watched
she's-
Chicken Run.
And she's got a stupid. What's her deal with the chickens? She's taking it all way too
mental.
I like that. I reckon she was picked on as a
By
child.
chickens.
I
By
think it's a
chickens?
Backstory to her. Yeah, like they pecked at her and like she
Dude,
almost
I was
died.
pecked up by chickens. You don't see me fucking doing that. I just get scared of the wind and go in the house.
Okay, I've got one. This is a niche one. I'm not sure anyone will have heard of this movie.
Oh, here we
Right,
go.
but This is an action sci-fi film from 2010 called Skyline.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, sorry, lost me.
Right, so
I'm gonna
it's
Google it.
go for it. This movie creeped me out so bad as a kid.
I've just got a car on Google Images. I don't know what
Why?
you're looking at.
Oh, no, you type in
Oh,
movie,
creepy eyes.
movie 2010. Yeah, so it's about these these aliens that come down one day and just
Joe, you
start
won't like it.
start like sucking people up into the sky. And when they do, they almost like possess you. Like they show these lights and these lights come up in your eyes and they just sort of drag you away. And
Yeah, that is a bit creepy.
that terrified me as a kid because I was like, oh my god, like because it was just that they just like they get sucked up.
Was it like
Like,
kind of
these
War of
bit-
the
like
Worlds
these-
Get
kind
sucked
of?
off.
Almost. Oh my god, that movie scared me as a kid as
That
well.
freaked
Thank you
me
so
out as a
much for
kid,
reminding
yeah.
me. That's another sci-fi film. That
Well, the Tom Cruise
Yeah.
one.
super underrated movie. Super underrated movie. And yeah, that terrified me as a kid. That opening scene and the driving sequence, you know, when they're all like the cars getting battered.
Oh god.
That's terrifying. But yeah, no, this movie and the ending is awful as well. Like they end up in the ship and there's just like a pile of brains because they're like they like sucking the brains out of people and then like throwing the bodies away. So it's like they end up in this room that's just full of brains. It really scared me as a kid. And it was mainly like the glowing eyes and like, the lifting.
Do they win?
That sounds.
Because like
I'm
I'm looking at pictures of the ending and it looks like everyone just dies.
I remember the ending, but in case anyone does want to watch it,
I might watch it.
Okay, I'll just
Let-
look up
let
the
me know
ending.
when you do. I'll watch it
I'll
with
look up
you.
the ending. It's okay.
Wait, is there 2 films for
there's
it then?
3.
There's a
Oh
trilogy.
Jesus Christ!
I mean,
Have you seen all 3 of them?
I've only seen the first one. The other 2 are much later on, and I'm
Okay.
guessing much lower budget.
So is it a sort of Independence Day type thing where you've got the original one that's really good and then they try to do sequels?
I'm not
and they're
even
as
sure
good?
the original is regarded as good. It's got 15% on Rotten Tomatoes.
From what I
That's
can
good
see though,
for
it looks
me.
pretty scary.
Yeah, no, it creeped me out as a kid. Oh my god, yeah, I think it was one of these DVDs that like my parents would pick out at Asda, and we'd watch it on a film night.
Oh my god!
The critics' consensus on Rotten Tomatoes is a middling sci-fi entry. Skyline offers proof that solid special effects alone cannot overcome a flat storyline filled with uninspired dialogue.
I just read the ending for this film. What the fuck?
So yeah, that one really creeped me out as a kid. I watched it far too young, and yeah, I must have been like 11 when I watched it, and it terrified me. So there you go. Joe, hit us with your second one.
I'm gonna hit you with a spicy scare. So my next one is Scooby-Doo from 2002.
You fucking what?
Now there are 2 moments. So Warner Bros. Logo
Bros.
comes up and you get this like creepy laugh, and it's from the white ghost at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
That terrified me.
No.
I always thought that was really creepy.
I thought it was Scooby-Doo that did that.
He was the best bit about the
I'm
film.
talking about Scooby-Doo.
Scrappy Doo scared
What,
me.
And then there's a bit later on. There's a bit
Oh,
later on
Scrappy's
where
stupid.
the love interest in the film for Shaggy is Mary Jane, which is
I know what's coming.
What's it?
marijuana. And there's a quad bike chase, and
Oh, yeah.
something must hit her. And I still
Yes.
haven't watched this to this day. Like, I swear we watched it drunk, and
Yeah,
I
we
think
did.
I still looked away.
Yeah.
I
you
didn't
did.
watch it. her face, because it gets screwed up, and she like looks to the camera or looks to Shaggy. And I used to hate that as a kid. I used to fast forward through it just so I couldn't see it. And as I say, I still haven't seen it, but that terrified me. I mean, it did its job. You know, Scooby-Doo's meant to have like spooky stuff.
Yeah.
So it did its job, but spooky, not fucking terrifying, please.
That's crazy because I actually wrote down the second Scooby-Doo film.
Okay.
And my scary thing was the goo monster.
The claustrophobia of it.
Yes. Oh my god,
Oh,
I
the
hated
tar one.
that. So
The goo
the
monster?
tar, yeah, the
Yeah.
tar monster. When he'd,
Kate Blanchett.
yeah, no, he'd like just like wrap his tentacles around
Oh,
people,
got it. No.
I got
and
it.
then like there's a point where there's
you
I didn't hear it.
You said the tar monster, and I went, oh, Kate Blanchett.
Oh.
Ah, amazing. She's great. I love Lydia Tarr. My goat.
Oh, that one.
So, and then there's a moment like in the street where this guy's in a car, and it just like goes down his throat, and I'm like, no, do not like this. Awful. So I agree with you on that
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo franchise, or like really scary as a kid.
Oh, I've
Like,
just
and
been
the
reminded of
Scooby-Doo
one.
films were, well, the first one especially was meant to be rated a lot higher. There was lots of scenes they had to cut out, and there's a deleted scene of like Velma and Daphne in the bathroom.
I
And it's very like adult.
would absolutely love to do an episode on these movies one day. That's a good one, Joe. Scooby-Doo, good one. Alex,
Thank you
hit
so
me with
much,
your
Sandra.
second
That's
one.
it's really nice. of you.
Whilst we were talking about that, by the way, I just watched the ending scene to Skyline. What the fuck? What the fuck?
I plan on watching the
Dude.
full film.
We'll watch
Holy
it
shit,
tonight. Joe,
okay.
We'll watch it.
Okay, my next film is probably something everyone's seen as a kid. Gremlins. The film about those little fairy fuckers where if they get water on them at midnight, they multiply and they get out of
We know
control.
what gremlins are.
Are they just Doctor Who fans?
Doctor Who fans rarely get water on them anyway, so yeah, this is true.
They do never touch
They
grass.
never touch grass and they never shower.
Absolute bozos.
They often just go on Twitter and talk about how lonely they are. But the reason why
By the way, so I don't get hate, I am a Doctor Who fan, so it's okay.
Yeah, me too.
okay.
See
The
why you're
reason
not?
Oh, I am. I didn't
Siwan
say
Dai?
anything.
Siwan Dai?
Siwan Dai.
anything. Okay.
Joe's jokes?
Okay, I'll go.
C1 Death scene leaked
Bye.
2010.
Spoiler warning.
480p version.
You just killed an 8-year-old.
So everyone knows the Gremlins. It's about these grubby little fuckers with big ears and like they're horrid and they just like scramble around and they ruin everything and you get water on them and they multiply and they're awful. And my mum bought me a cuddly like gizmo toy as a kid and gave it to me, and she'd run at me with like a little bit of water and like spray water on the gizmo like plush, and I'd start screaming because I was like, it's gonna multiply and it's gonna eat my bedroom. So that's what my mum used to do to me as a kid, and I've never once watched that film again.
That's inspired though. That's quite creative.
That is good.
My mum's a prick.
I won
I want to be that
one
kind
of those
parent.
plushies at a fete, and I remember I thought, oh, there's too much fluff on its belly, so I got some scissors and started cutting it, but then I just cut into
my
the
God.
teddy. So there's just a hole in it in
Good.
the end.
It's dead.
Jesus.
I personally think that the Gremlins film, this is a hot take. This is only hot takes on the Filming podcast. This is a spicy take. I think that movie is overrated.
Yes.
I think
It doesn't make
it's-
sense.
I think it's kind of half
It's
bad.
shit.
I guess it depends on who you watch it with, though.
I think
They need to specify on the rules. Like, when are they then allowed to eat?
It's like
I'm guessing
not at
so.
night time.
That's not my problem
something.
with it.
You can't like give them
Yeah.
water after
My
8 o'clock.
problem-
It's like me. It's like my mum. You'd send me to
My-
bed. It's like
My problem with the movie is that it's got a really inconsistent tone. The first half of the movie is really good at building tension towards a horror climax, and then they fuck around with the gremlins for 40 minutes and they all go watch Snow White and drink and smoke and flash each other, and it's really overly silly and I'm like, where has this come from? This is completely out of nowhere. I'd like my good horror movie back, please. And
Is it a
then
horror
they
film?
finally go to it for the final sequence. It's a Christmas horror.
I
film.
didn't know it was classed as a horror film. Sorry.
Yes, I just thought it was a Christmas film.
No, it's classed as a horror.
Oh,
film,
sorry.
yeah.
Whoops.
To be honest,
But
I didn't even know it was a Christmas film.
We'll allow it.
Okay, yeah, the rules
Scooby-Doo's
were
technically
you
a
have
horror
to
film for
avoid
kids,
bright
isn't it?
light, don't get them wet, and you can't feed them after midnight. But when does that end? Because it's always after midnight somewhere in the world.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing sunup. We'll go with sunup. Dawn.
Yeah, but they need to specify.
They're gonna be hungry during the
My
winter.
little gremlin's gonna starve.
Yeah, they should all come with like a
otherwise.
little rule book.
I think they should. Little fuckers. They're little shits. I hate them. They are terrifying. And my mum got me a dog called Gizmo, and I love that dog to pieces. Oh my god. But fuck me, why'd she get a dog named Gizmo? She has just gone her life tormenting me with that fucking film, and I will never watch it ever again. It is horrifying.
Shout out to Alex's mum.
No, she sucks. Making me watch fucking Polar Express Twister
yeah,
and shit when I was a
mum.
kid. The fuck is she? What is she on?
I will say, my parents didn't make me watch any of these. This was my own free will.
I didn't have free will.
Ooh, Joe had good parents. Ooh, sorry, Joe. Joe's from not a broken house. Ooh.
Are you saying I'm from a broken house?
Oh, I'm just saying
Xander?
that. I'm just saying that I am, and I'm bitter. That's all.
Yeah, I am from a broken house.
So,
Oh.
Suan, what's your next movie?
My next movie is a cartoon that I remember watching as a kid. Now, I don't know, because every time, like, do you know when everybody brings up the conversation, oh, what's that film that you were scared of as a kid? And I always said this film, and everybody's like, oh, I've never heard of it. So, I hope somebody's heard of it. But it's Help, I'm a Fish.
I loved that film.
You were scared of this?
I loved that film.
Yes! Because it's freaky. I don't remember what about it I was scared about, but I just remember, like,
Probably that
you
the
know,
kids got turned
they-
back
oh,
and they
wait, no,
started
I do.
drowning.
yeah, they couldn't, like, there was a whole bit where they couldn't get turned back, and then they did get turned back, but then they were stuck, and they were about to die. It was tense as a child.
Aaron
like,
Paul's
you know,
in this, by the
it's-
way.
No, he's not.
Is he?
He's the main character.
What?
Yeah,
Do you know
Aaron
what?
Paul's
Yeah.
in this.
Wait, the Aaron Paul?
As in,
No,
like,
his
Jesse
fucking mate.
Pinkman.
Yes, of course, the Aaron Paul.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were on about... Who's the YouTuber who does the wrestling?
That's Logan Paul.
Look at Paul.
Like, oh. Okay, I thought you were on about him. That's why I got
I
confused.
don't think there's any relation.
No.
I hope not. They're very different people. One of them's a piece of shit, one of them's not.
Good lord, right. Help, I'm a
Okay.
Fish then. It's scary.
Yeah. I don't remember what, like, I just remember, like, watching it at least once or twice and being like, oh, I don't like this. It's, you know, there was something off-putting about it. It was probably,
I
yeah, the
can
stress
respect
of,
that.
you know, the whole changing and then not changing back into a fish. It was stressful.
That's fair.
I
I
just-
respect that. It's a good
in
film, but
my
yeah.
in my Google image search, I have come across this poster. Sorry, bad.
Was there like
podcast
a
etiquette.
babysitter or a guy that was with the kids?
Yeah, the big that
That's
was not,
not
it.
the
I
film.
Is that Finding Nemo?
No, but it's got Alan Rickman in it.
Oh, poor
This
Alan
looks
Rickman.
really good. A potion, put them in the ocean.
That's actually a good
Whoa.
log line.
I don't like... Why is Patrick in there, but they've reversed the colours?
Because the starfish is the little girl.
So the fish on the right is Crash Bandicoot. The Grinch is one of the fish. Damn, you got the whole gang here.
That's a cool one. I've actually never seen this one. But one of these also, one of the pictures on here is literally titled Nightmare Fuel. And it's,
There you go.
hang on, I'll put it in chat. I'm guessing
Yeah.
this is the villain.
Yeah, that was him.
That's the
Uh,
villain. That's the villain of the film.
That's the
he's
villain
horrifying.
of the piece.
The hell is that? He looks cool.
It's the villain. He's trying to kill the kids to get the potion, or something along those lines. But he's horrible. He was traumatizing.
Is it so he can turn human? Is that it?
I think it's either so that he can turn human, or
maybe.
that so like he has the power to turn people into fish. It's
The
like
kids
one or
don't
the
turn
other.
back.
I can't remember.
It's a great title, though. I'll be honest. Help 'em a fish. That's belting.
It's like Sorry Honey, I
It's
It's
Shrunk
like
the Kids, or
Yeah.
My Goldfish is Evil
yeah,
from CITV.
that was a good show.
I always found that show really boring.
You're boring.
Right. I'm gonna go.
No.
I'm gonna go with a classic here. I'm gonna go with a classic, and I think this would be on
Ooh.
most people's lists. I think everyone will take a minute here. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Never saw it.
Stole mine.
I've never seen it either.
Great movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's on Disney Plus. It is genuinely it's live action mixed with cartoons. It is the best version you will ever see of it. Absolutely incredible, pioneering special effects, and it's before like money became a real thing. So you get Warner Brothers cartoons with Disney cartoons. Amazing. There's a scene with Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse in the same shot. Unbelievable. Anyway, the main villain is my issue with this, and it's played by Christopher Lloyd, as you might know from Back to the Future. He's Doc Brown. Great Scott! And he towards the end he like gets some acid on him, and his voice becomes super high pitched. And it is, without trying to spoil too much about the film, it is genuinely one of the most frightening things you can show a child. It's so...
but it's not just the voice, is it?
It's the eyes as well.
This is probably where my fear came from, of big eyes, because he gets... Like, the rest of him's, like, human, and then he gets, like, cartoon eyes.
Yeah.
And they're really big and bulgy.
Yeah,
Oh.
awful. And he plays it incredible. He's a great actor. He plays it so well. But yeah, true nightmare fuel of a character there. His name is Judge Doom as well.
Heck of a name.
What a name.
Not Judge Dredd. Yeah, absolutely amazing performance, but like you can sit and watch it now and you can be like, that's great, and also think, why would they market this film for children? What was wrong with them in the 90s and 80s? What's going on? Yeah, great movie. Absolutely check it out. That's the recommendation for the week. And
This film
guy,
terrified
one of the
me.
most
I want you to
horrifying
watch
characters. No, man, for sure, because it's a great movie. It's a great movie.
I think, like, I say how this, like, was the origin of my fear of bulging eyes, and if you look at most of the films I've mentioned, end of the Monsters Inc. shot, I think it's something about his eyes as well. Scooby-Doo, I think it makes her eyes look weird as well.
It does. There's a theme.
There's eyes in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
I don't know. Eyes really creep me out. I can't explain it. It's not right.
No, that's fair. I'm freaked out by
It doesn't
feet.
add up on the face.
This film might also have been my sexual awakening. So.
You dirty dog.
Oh, was it? Oh, I know. Yeah, I know what you're on about. Betty Boop, innit?
No, it's Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit.
You dirty dog.
Not Betty Boop. Search up. No, wait, not Betty Boop. I'm getting confused because do not search up Betty
Did you
Boop.
get
'cause I've
that
just
wrong?
embarrassed myself. Yeah, it is not her.
Alex, have you ever seen a picture of Jessica
Yeah,
Rabbit?
Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, I've seen a picture of Jessica Rabbit.
That's embarrassing, Joe.
Yeah, because like
Goodness
every
gracious.
cosplayer and her mother, like, does a Jessica Rabbit cosplay at some point in their life.
Even I've done one.
Right.
wanna see
Joe,
that.
do you want to hit us with? We'll do one final one each.
So this is one that isn't based around eyes, but I do have a little story around it. So, I was in the hospital as a kid, and after my operation, they prepared a room for me to stay in, to like rest. And I was told this afterwards, that there was a poster they had on the wall that had to be removed because my dad was like, you should remove that because when he comes out of the hospital into this room, he's not going to like it. And it was a poster of Lord of the Rings, but it was just Gollum
Yes, I've heard about this.
Now, bear in mind, I was very, very young, and I knew of Gollum from, like, I think he was, like, in some adverts on TV, and I'd seen some picture of him, and I thought, that looks scary. Same with Dobby. It was that sort of goblin thing that creeped me out, but, like, he generally used to really creep me out. Like, eventually, I properly sat down and watched the films, and I was like, okay, now I see him in motion. It's not that bad, because like a lot of the stuff I saw was him just looking really evil, like in the dark on his rock. That was what I saw. So without that context, that was creepy. And also I had a Dobby poster on my wall, because in my old house I was in a double room with my brother, and he wanted that poster in the room, so I could just I was like, okay, I ain't looking in that direction whenever I'm in it. And eventually they got rid of it, but it's just posters of goblins.
Posters of goblins.
I respect this.
My one
I
fear.
agree with this. There was I was having a migraine once in my high school, and they took you into like the sick room. It was literally just like this tiny cupboard they sat you in, and they had movie posters on the walls and on the ceilings and stuff to like so you could look at while you're being sick. And I had a migraine, and I lay down on these benches intending to like have a nap whilst my mum was on her way. And I look up and there's Gollum on the ceiling, like staring down at me, and I was like,
Gollum.
I was like
Sorry.
in year 7 with like a pounding headache about to throw up, and I was just staring at Gollum at the ceiling, and I was like, I just
Gollum,
what is going
Gollum.
on?
Like, I don't need this
I
right
was literally
now.
like, anything but Gollum. Why have you put him on the ceiling?
Why are you here?
Why did you put him here?
Why? Why would you put a poster of Gollum on the ceiling of the sick room of a high school? Why?
It is genuinely bemusing why, like, even like what is it with, like, you know, the sick room in the hospital, just like they'll love Gollum.
Yep.
That's a good one though, Joe. That's a good one. Alex, last one.
You think? I mean, I think that I think everyone would agree that this one was like kind of traumatizing, especially if you watch it as a young child. But Titanic.
Fair play.
Like
Fair
nowadays,
play.
I'll watch the film just to watch the end of it because that's the only exciting bit of the film. No one cares about Rose and Jack. You know, you just want to watch the boat sink. But like when you're a kid and you're sat on the sofa, and again, it's ITV2. It's always on ITV2, and Titanic comes on. I was bawling my eyes out because I was watching like all these people die, and then I turned to my mum and I'm like, "Mum, this is not real, right?" She went, "No, it happened," and I was like, you know, like. My mum just traumatized me throughout my entire life, but she looked me dead in the eye. She was like, "This is real."
Why is
And I was
everything
like,
gone back to your mum in this?
Dude, my mum, fucking psycho
Yeah,
bitch.
Yeah. Alex, this is a film podcast, not a therapy session.
Do you know
right?
what?
God.
You fucking bitch. But no, I like, you know when the guy falls off the boat and hits the propeller. I remember seeing that like as like a child, and I screamed.
That bit's
And my
good.
mum was like, "He was a real person," and I was like, because like she means it in the context of like.
So
This
he doesn't know that
actually
he's really
happened.
famous now.
But as a child, I took it as like they just filmed people dying and stuck it on telly. So like I was traumatized. And I believed this for years until someone was like, no, it's just like a reenactment. Like it's not like real. And I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, there you go. Titanic like scared the shit out of me. Thanks, Leslie. Shout out to you, Bestie Boo, for scaring me throughout my entire childhood. No wonder I've got blue hair and pronouns. Like, come on. Fucking ruined
we
me
love
into
for
it, bro.
That was a really good one, but I will not accept Titanic slander on this podcast.
No. It's a good film now.
really boring.
I'll watch it now.
Sander, you have to admit that the final hour is the best.
It
bit,
is,
though.
yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
That's because of the guy who hits the propeller.
Sorry if you're listening to this,
Joseph is eating his
Joe's
sausage sandwich.
Joe's a fat ass and couldn't wait 2 minutes to eat, so.
I'm scranning a sausage sandwich. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
he's a true northerner now. He's like us.
Siwan, hit us with your last one.
I don't know because I have more than one left, so I'm trying to pick which one.
You can rifle through a couple, just then focus on the
Okay.
main one if you want.
Right. Well, I'll talk about in the Incredibles. There's one scene in specific, and it's the scene with those black balls.
Oh
Oh my god,
yes.
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 That was terrifying.
Awful.
I rest my case. I rest my case. it's just a claustrophobic scene. So that
I'm
one I had to mention.
claustrophobic,
Darren.
Darren.
I'm claustrophobic, Darren. And then I had Pinocchio, which is a slightly dark-ish film. I haven't seen it in years, so I don't remember. But I do remember like the whale bit was a
Is
bit.
this the Disney one, like
dodge.
the hand-drawn one?
Yeah.
Do you mean the
cartoon.
goats bit or?
Oh yeah, and them.
It
I
was
don't know.
scary.
It's a bit weird film, isn't it?
You should watch the new stop motion one by Guillermo del Toro. That's
Apparently
really
that
good.
like flopped when it released.
It
It's
was.
because they just chuck it on Netflix.
It just chuck it on Netflix.
Is that what they did?
Yeah.
It was a Netflix film.
Bruh.
Bruh. It's like a bruh moment.
In the
But
Brat store.
My final one will be, and to be fair, I don't even remember this, but it's something that my parents keep bringing up once in a while every time the character appears on screen, and it's the Grinch. Right?
Big face.
Apparently, when I was a child, I was so scared of him that I was like behind a bunch of cushions in the sofa, sweating, absolutely terrified of him. Now, I don't remember this,
That's
but apparently, that green little man I couldn't take.
See what?
apparently-
I'm so
that reminds me
sorry.
of Cat in
I'm
the
changing
Hat.
my
Cat in the
Halloween
Hat terrified
costume.
me.
I'm not scared of him now. I like him now.
Well, we'll put that to the test.
But yeah, apparently as a
It's
kid I
like-
was traumatized.
It's like Cat in
Don't
the
know.
Hat. That shit like was terrifying when I was
Oh
a
my
younger kid,
God,
and then I
Cat in the
rewatched
Hat.
it, and I was like, "This is comedy genius. This is the funniest film I've ever seen in my entire life.
It actually is. It's
It's so brilliant.
It's so insanely watchable. Like I'll find
It's so
it was on
funny.
TV last week, and I sat and watched the whole thing. I was just like, this is so entertaining.
It's such a funny film because like there's so many jokes. Like you know when he's like making up or like he starts talking to the hoe, and he's like, "You dirty hoe." It's like, oh my god, it's
the
so
hoe?
wonderful.
I saw that on TikTok.
Yeah, like
other
the
day.
tool, a hoe, a garden
Oh,
hoe.
the Minecraft thing.
What the fuck?
Oh, Joe's brain's
Oh my
rotten.
god.
Right, yeah,
Sweet
that-
baby Jesus.
yeah. The Grinch's big face is pretty scary. So I'll give you that.
I think I know what shot you're on about as well. There's a specific shot that was always used in like the ITV trailers of him going
The Grinch.
like he's like.
Oh, I
in
don't
front
know.
of,
I
like,
don't
the snowy-
remember. I don't remember being scared of it. It's just something
I
my
thought that would have
parents
been
keep saying.
seared into your brain.
No, I don't remember any of this. They just always say, "Oh, you were scared of him. You hid behind the sofa." I was like, "Oh, if you say so."
That's so good that your parents didn't take advantage of that like mine did.
Yeah, have you seen those
Christ.
videos of parents like getting someone to dress up as the Grinch to break in on Christmas Eve and steal their presents, and the kids just
Oh
start
my
screaming
god.
like, "Ah!
Who the
That's
hell does that?
terrible.
Right, okay. To wrap this up, then I've got a couple that I'll quickly mention. One was the Wallace and Gromit Curse and the Were-Rabbit. We talked about that on a previous podcast. That the scene in the tunnel freaked me out as a kid. But really
Is the
great
reason I
movie.
hate Wallace and Gromit because it scarred me for life.
Another, I think, pretty obvious one would be Muppets Christmas Carol, The Ghost of Christmas Future. It's just like, it's death.
"Oh, death!"
It's literally death. And having Michael Caine break down in tears because he's dead and no one cares about him. That, yeah, no, I'm going to be a good boy, I promise. But my final one, right, and this this might be pretty niche. You guys have seen Sky High, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yes.
yes.
I love this movie. It's super underrated, and I feel like everyone agrees that it is underrated and everyone loves it. The thing that scared me was the main villain's sidekick that was like a court jester.
The guy
Yes.
from Community,
Is it the guy from Community?
the bald
Yeah,
guy.
It is.
It's the Dean. No, it's not. Shut your
It's
face.
the Dean. It is.
It's the Dean.
It is.
Hang on. He's dressed like a Harley Quinn, isn't he?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
He has many costumes in the
Oh
movie.
no.
I remember.
Harley Quinn. No. Sky High bad guy side.
It is. It's Mr. Grayson. His name's James Rash.
Sander.
Jim Rash.
That
Jim
is
Rash.
exactly what I
Actor.
Oh
googled.
my god, it is.
It is, yeah.
Oh my goodness me, I don't believe it. That's nuts. and yes, absolutely terrified me. Like, because he was bouncing all over the place. He was, really creeped me out. Very unsettling.
It's good to see he capes like the energetic, creepy roles, like in Community with the Dean.
Yeah. Oh my god, it makes so much sense now. Also, this film might have been my sexual awakening as well. I'm really sorry.
Based. No, based.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead, please contact me, please. Please. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you she listens to this podcast daily.
I know she does. That's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm
Does
saying
that mean
it.
Ian McGregor does as well?
No.
That's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Right, that was a good bunch. What films scared you as a kid? Let us know. Send us some messages, and we'll read them out on the next podcast. Gotta introduce all this interaction.
Interactive stuff.
Yeah, man.
Fan
We're not
engagement.
We're not here doing this for nothing.
Yeah, we are. You don't pay us.
Sick. Right.
I do
okay.
nothing for no one for nothing.
Right.
Little Paddington 2.
Before we wrap up, we'll do some quick sell me a movie. So, who wants to sell me a movie, or a TV show, or a game, or a music, or a book? If you're a nerd.
I'll sell you. I'll sell you some
for it.
Transformers. Just a singular character from
I'll show you
Transformers.
some Transformers.
Transformers. I'm gonna sell you specifically the character Trax and his human sidekick Raoul, who is the only human to ever kill Megatron with I think he did it with like a blowtorch or a Molotov and like jammed it into like Megatron's heart and killed him. So yeah, there you go. That's from the original cartoon, Generation 1 cartoon from the 80s. So Trax is a wonderful character, and his human best friend is a genocidal maniac. Watch the
Amazing.
episode. It is the funniest fucking thing.
Damn.
Thank you very much. Who's next?
No problem anytime.
Go on, Joe.
Well, I've been watching a few films recently, and some have been great, some not. But I'd like to recommend these shorts that are on Netflix by Wes Anderson, which are based on Roald Dahl stories. So he did The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, The Swan, The Ratcatcher, and Poison. They're all great. It's such a shame they've just been chucked on Netflix. I mean, they could have done it as an anthology, like putting them all together and released them in cinemas.
Like Buster Scruggs.
Yeah, because it
That
would
was
have,
such a good one.
you know, you've got 3 17-minute one, the 40-minute one. That will make up, what, an hour 20, hour 30 roughly? I don't know the maths, but that's sort of movie length. It's really charming. So the practical sets and the sets and it just looks really nice. And you've got Benedict Cumberbatch, Dev Patel, was that his name?
Love Dev Patel.
He is amazing.
Ben Kingsley, someone who recently put a quote on
On a
Graham
transphobes
Linehan's
book. Yeah.
And then the guy who played the Grand Inquisitor in Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Friend.
Rupert Friend.
Yeah, Rupert Friend.
He's cool.
It's great. You've got these
He's
people
great
who
in
have
it.
properly collaborated with Wes Anderson before. So to see Benedict Cumberbatch in a Wes Anderson film, he's literally perfect in it. He's a perfect fit. You know, The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar is so charming with him in it. And like some of these are really dark, and you get a glimpse of what a horror film by Wes Anderson would be like. It's great. If you want that one, watch The Ratcatcher, but I'd recommend watching all of them because, like, it's that flavour of Wes Anderson weirdness that you want, but with like some new actors and, you know, based on some great stories by Roald Dahl.
That's a really good recommendation. Thank you very much, Joe.
That's okay.
That's all right. Siwan, hit me.
That's
Got to
okay.
keep
That's good.
moving. Considering I have seen quite a few things in the past week, I have no clue what to recommend. So I'm just gonna go with something that I'm currently in the middle of rewatching, but I've seen them before, and that's the Fear Street trilogy on Netflix. I watched them when they came out like 2 years ago, and I thought, you know, it's the time of year, I've got to give them a rewatch. And yeah, they're really enjoyable, 3 little films that. So yeah, I'd recommend rewatching those because I watched them with my brother the first time. I watched the first one last night, and he came in about towards the end, at a specific point in the film where they're really in the supermarket.
Yeah.
And he came in, and he's not generally the most impressed with things I watch, but he came in and said, "Oh, good film," and I was like, "Thank you." And he said, and I said, "Well, do you know what's coming up?" And he said, "Yeah, best film, best bit." And we sat there for like a good 5-10 minutes talking about, the first time we watched them, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's my daily conversation with my brother done." It was great.
That's cute. That's wholesome.
Daily conversation.
So
Yeah, no,
history.
that was a really good idea when it came out. Netflix should do that more. I think that's a really fun idea. Just like 3 films, 1 a week, and it's a full trilogy. And I thought they were. I thought they were all good.
Yeah, it does hint towards the end that it could carry on.
Yeah, no,
I swear I read an article where they said they were going to do more as well.
We'll do them.
yeah, because I think
Yeah.
I think people have been still watching these and going back to them. So we'll see what happens in the
I mean, I
future.
watched them for the first time last summer because you told me to watch them C1, and they were really good.
Yeah.
The third one has a cracking soundtrack. So
I've just been watching Saw films, so I'm not going to recommend Saw because I've not finished the franchise yet. I've just finished watching the first 3 episodes of Gen V, which is the new show from the universe of The Boys. That's really good, but I also don't want to talk about that until it ends because it might end up being bad, but it probably won't be.
I'm gonna wait till it's finished to watch it because it's not on the top of my list at the moment.
Fair enough. It is good though so far. 3 episodes in. But I've been rewatching one of my favorite sitcoms of all time, Seinfeld. All 9 seasons are on Netflix. It's so funny. It's so unbelievably funny. George Costanza might be one of the most despicable human beings ever put to television, and I love him. He's so funny. Just the wacky stuff they come up with in that show. It's exactly, if I was to write a sitcom, it would be exactly how I would want to do it. You set up little things, very minor things at the start, and they become like the biggest thing by the end. All the characters are awful. They're like this person is incredible, but they chew a little loudly. So here's 20 minutes about how that could be the worst thing in the world. There's one episode where Jerry becomes that I watched last week. That Jerry becomes obsessed with the fact that this woman he's dating, they've been on 3 dates, and she's worn the same dress 3 times. And he's like, why does she keep doing this? Is she not clean? Does she have like a closet full of these? I've got to know. And so he like fights his way up to her apartment to try and find them, and he can't find any other clothes anywhere. And so like he's desperate to see what else she might wear. It's so silly, so funny. If you haven't seen it before, check it out. It's all on Netflix. Good show. I think
Jolly good show.
I think that'll do it, won't it? That'll do it for the week.
That'll do it.
Thank you very much
That'll
for
do,
listening.
pig.
If you
That'll
have
do.
listened all this way, I respect the hell out of it. We have fun making these, and we hope you have fun watching them and listening to them. If you want to hear more from
Watching.
us, well, we do have a YouTube channel, which the link is in the description along with
You just
everything
watch the
else.
audio waveform.
You just watch the audio waveform. at
I
the
watch it
moment.
go up and down.
We'll try and work on something
Up and
next year,
down,
maybe.
side to side.
We'll look into it a little bit more. But for now, look back through our Spotify or our YouTube, find all the old episodes. We've got some really good ones in the past, so check them out and let us know what you think over on our Instagram and our Twitter accounts. And you can also let us know on Spotify. There's little comment sections on there. Any feedback would be great. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Alex, you're a little trooper. You've just moved into your new place, and you're still here. We love you very much. Where can the people find you?
On the Twitter, the official Film Me and Podcast Twitter. I'm there, but I'm not active at the moment because like Xander said, I've moved house. I've got no internet at the moment, so I'm running off mobile data. But yeah, you can interact with me there if you so please.
Amazing. Joe, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Cook11Joseph. Instagram is Joe Cook _ digital artist. I literally just posted a poster today at time of recording, so
It was a good
go
one.
check that out. And if you want to commission me, please do that. I need money.
You should.
I'm on YouTube, which is Rebel Hoovian, and then I'm on Letterboxd, which I think is just Joe Cook. But if you can't find it, you can find it on C1's.
And Siwan, where can the people find you?
Hi. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at C109. But I don't post much there. But on my Letterboxd, I post very often because I don't do anything else. Which is C1Os, where you can find Joe's and Xander's.
And you can find me on Letterboxd. It's at the real Xander LW. Go check out some reviews. I put some thought and effort into mine, whereas these guys just do jokes. And it,
Get fucked,
it winds
Four
me up.
Eyes.
Well, do you not like them?
I put a thought and effort into mine. I try and make them funny and informative. And you guys, like Joe was like, Xander,
Mine are funny and informative.
Xander, why don't you write reviews so that I can know what you think? And then continues to write silly little jokes about movies I love.
They sum up
Winds
what I
me
think.
up.
If it's a, you know what I think from how many stars I give it, and then I give it a little spicy comment. You know, you don't want to be reading paragraphs from me. I'll waffle.
I can't read,
waffle.
so it does good for me.
Xander, the amount of times you've asked me what I've thought of a film and I've just said very good, do you really think I'm the best person to write reviews?
It was okay.
Yeah, I'd just be like, the
point.
acting was good in this one. I liked the runtime. It was nice and short.
I genuinely don't know how you do it. You like change it up every time. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I used to do that, and then I just stopped using Letterboxd. So my method now is more efficient,
So
and it means it's my more lazy method.
sometimes I take days. I'll be honest. And there's been a couple where I'm like, I need to think about this, and I take like days.
Oh,
Dude.
I do it during or after watching the film.
So I
The
do.
most I've thought about is like an hour.
Right. Thank you very much to everyone for listening. Next week, we're going to look at... hang on, there's something strange going on in my neighbourhood. Guys, do you have any recommendations on who I should call?
Ghostbusters!
Yeah!
Probably
we're doing
not my mum.
Ghostbusters. We're doing the Ghost...
Well, it won't be Xander's mum.
Incredible. Absolutely amazing. We're going to be doing the Ghostbusters franchise next week. We're looking at all 4 mainline films, starting from back in 1984 and to present day. So make sure you're checking that out next week in your feeds. Thank you so much for listening. Check us out on all the socials. Every link is in the description. See you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Ta-ta.
Joe, I'm going to come over there and slap you.
Oh my god.
Do it, you bitch! But you didn't have a fried sausage sandwich, did ya? No, you did not. But I did, because Joe's lucky boy.